Microphones are on? Because I can hardly hear. It's just watery right now.
Can you hear us now?
I can hear you, but you're very far away. It's like you're talking in a different room. Like you are literally in a different room, but a room a couple of ways away.
Okay, well, just get everybody to speak louder.
And they'll say we're yelling.
Thanks.
I will call the meeting to order, Committee of the Whole, September the 9th. We do have a quorum. We have Councilors Alexis, Harder, and Devlin on the phone. And present is Councilor Kulikowski, Wayman, and Day. Item number 2, adoption of the agenda. Sorry, before I start anything, I want to begin by acknowledging that we're meeting within the lands of the Gwich'in settlement area and adjacent to the Inuvik settlement region. As we gather here today, let us remember the significance of this land to the Gwich'in people and commit to working towards a respectful and collaborative relationship with all Indigenous peoples. Thank you, and my apologies for skipping over that. Item number 2, adoption of the agenda. Any comments, questions? Seeing none, declaration of conflict of interest or pecuniary interest.
I would say 8.2, Whitney.
Okay. Councilor Devlin, did you wish to declare on that one as well?
I do, yes.
Thank you. Item 4, delegations, presentations, or petitions. 4.1, we have the RCMP report. Any comments? None. Item 5, public question period. Any questions, Jackie?
Many.
Nothing? Thank you. Item 6, adoption of the minutes. 6.1, the minutes of the August 12th and 14th, 2024 council meeting. Any questions, corrections? None. 6.2, minutes of the August 22nd, 2024 Public Works Committee meeting. Any comments? None. 6.3, the minutes of the August 22nd Special Council meeting. Any comments? None. 7.1 is the action item list. Any comments? I do want to point out that the community plan is listed with the minister's office now in final review and will be finalized, I believe, by September 23rd. Item 8, new business. 8.1. It's a retroactive application on a conditional use permit, and that's for the 9 lots that development permits that were issued to the GTC for construction of housing units. Any comments? Questions? Councilor Kulikowski.
I did already sort of ask about this, but just wanted to confirm going forward, whenever somebody does a prefab or modular home, they're going to have to come for a approval by council, because it will be a sorry, the word is leaving me, like outside of the norm of what that zone is for.
Under the present Planning and Zoning Act, yes, they would. When the new zoning act comes in, it will not be a conditional use, it'll be a regular use, I guess you'd call it. Does that clarify what you're looking for?
Yes, thank you.
Well, thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none. 9.1 bylaws. Bylaw third and final reading for a bylaw to appoint a senior administration officer. Any comments, questions? Nothing? Excuse me. 9.2, third and final reading, bylaw 2739, disposed by way of sale, 18 King Road to Haiku Investments, or Haiku Drilling Tools Corporation. Any comments? Seeing none. 9.3 is bylaw 2741 to appoint a municipal enforcement officer, and this is to appoint Brian Larman, Director of Protective Services and Fire Chief, as a bylaw officer. Up until Chief Sawkins was our fire chief, the fire chief was a bylaw officer. That was discontinued with him, but they would like to bring that back in again, and it actually makes a lot of sense. Any comments? Seeing none. We have no department updates tonight, am I correct? Nothing?
Nothing. There is going to be a short verbal update on infrastructure because I know a lot of the public has been asking about the pool, but that will be coming up. And then a brief update from finance, again, verbal. So there are no departmental updates like you would normally see.
Okay, would you like to start with the infrastructure update then? Oh, okay, Daniel.
Good evening, everyone. Just a quick update on a couple of the projects we've been getting a couple of questions on, and I think the first one would be the pool. So that has been closed for the last little while, but the repair is currently ongoing. They've been working at it now for slightly over a week, and the current plan is they should be finished with the repairs at least potentially by the end of next week, and then we can probably start leak testing and figuring out if there's anything else we need to do before we can then communicate to the public as to when a potential reopening will be happening. I think the other one we've been having a couple of questions about is Bernard Road. Right now, the only other piece of work we're going to be doing there will be regarding the drainage. We're going to be pushing the rest of the work to till next year, so we can take advantage of the paving that will be going on at the airport. But right now, we're still going to try to have the culvert, a new culvert installed in the driveway of Brenat into the school, and try to resolve the issue of the water that is pooling right behind the school there. So that's planned for, well, before the season is over. But of course, one of the issues we have currently with that, which is also the issue we have with the electric fence, is the weather. So the contractor hasn't been able to access the boulder pit because of the wet weather we've been having recently. So we're hoping if we can get like 3-4 dry days so they can access and get the fill material they require to start working on this and to start working on the electric fence as well by the landfill. Then we'll probably make progress on those two. Yeah, I think these are the main ones. I think if I go back to the MSC, we had the drilling outfits from Whitehorse here. They were here for a couple of days, about 4 or 5 days, drilling for the geotech that we planned for around the MSC, and that's now complete. So all that has been sent off to the lab for testing, and potentially we'll get a report on that soon. That'll tell us exactly what's going on out there. And yeah, I think those are the major ones we've gotten a couple of questions about.
Thank you, Daniel. And, I guess I'll keep my fingers crossed, but good news on the pool. Thank you. Councillor Kulikowski, you had a question.
I do, it goes back to those properties up on, where is it, up top, the new properties? I've had 2 people come to me and then seen some comments online as well about there not being any drainage around all of the gravel pads that have gone in.
Yeah.
Are we having any culvert input, or how are we assessing that, or did I just miss it?
Oh, no, but it's the responsibility of the developer to have the culverts in their driveways, and the development permits they submitted, that was also included in those permits from our development officer. So right now they are building their gravel pad and all that. Once that's done and they have the driveway, they should open that up, put their culverts in, and then close that back up. But yes, all that was included in the drawings they submitted for the development permit. So I expect they're going to be doing that.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Seeing one, thank you. Financial update, Director Odiasi.
Good evening, everyone. Just a brief update on where we are at concerning our financials. We the final property tax bills went out September 6th after the approval of the new mill rate by council. So people have started paying their property tax. And the 2023 audit has just been concluded. So I'm expecting the draft from the auditor. He actually said we're saying on Sunday, but I'm sure it's been swamped. So as at the end of today, I'm yet to receive it. After that, we review it, and there are some things they want that we have not given them in terms of contribution agreements, which are really not. We've received the funds anyway, so but we just expect the fully signed contribution agreements along that line. So, and then the budget as well. We intend to publish that on the website when we just fine tune it a little bit. But yeah, we have that already approved by council. So we can now face a lot of the things we're facing concerning 2024. So that's the brief I have.
Any questions for the director? Councilor Kulikowski.
How did the rollout of the new payroll system go? Were we without glitches, with glitches? How did that go for your department?
Yeah, it's been going well. Yeah, it's much better from the standpoint of HR manager in terms of flexibility. But as a part that we're trying to align with mails, we still have that part where some of the entries we need to, before now with Maze Pay, it was seamless, but now there are certain things we need to work on. But aside from that, it's going on well.
Great.
Okay, any other questions? Thank you, Director Odiasi.
Thank you.
Now, we actually do have an addition. Director Larman has requested a chance to do a brief update for you on dogs and something else.
Yes. I want to just throw an update for the, I committed to do a parking review for the downtown tech core. We're working on that right now. We're identifying areas that where we think there's constrictions, looking at the existing rules as they are. We've updated some stuff to remove improper signage on private properties that imply that the town would enforce parking in those sections. And we're looking at a series of basically alternatives and ways for us to address the situation, which will ultimately be up to the council to decide to implement, because there's certain pluses and minuses with every type of thing. But we'll have a pretty comprehensive plan coming up in the next month or two, just depending on how things shake out and how we get some estimates on some quotes and software, things like that. So I just want to provide an update on that because I've been away for the summer. And then the next part is about dogs. So we've had a lot of concerns and inquiries and questions about dogs in general, particularly loose and aggressive dogs. We've taken a number of steps to proactively improve the situation overall. So we up to and including using our ability under the Dog Act to seize and euthanize dangerous animals. We have had a number of situations where it was deemed that the dogs were a public safety hazard. And so we use the tools that are available to us. Part of the bylaw enforcement provisions, and that needs to be bylaw and making me an officer into this. This gives us another person to be able to enforce those rules and address it as I see it on the street. We're also working with one of the I guess, local veterinarians. They're providing, or we already bought it, but it's a chip scanner. So we're able to start chipping dogs throughout the community. So it helps us better identify and track problem dogs beyond just like, well, recognize it or someone knows this owner or what have you. So it just gives us better ability to do that. And then just a number of other actions that we've taken on the enforcement side. Just some purchases we made in terms of on the education side, because I'm huge on education over enforcement, but when the time comes, we need to enforce it. So we want to address root causes. So why are dogs getting loose? It's because of inadequate tethering, it's because of people just don't care. So every single time that we seize a dog and we have it just in our town overnight, we're actually following up with the homeowner or the dog owner to determine what are the facilities at home. Do they need assistance if we're trying to get rid of the animal to begin with? Is there any way we can facilitate that through the resources that we have available? And what can we do to help better secure them so it doesn't become a problem in the first place? So there's a number of different avenues that we're looking at for that. We've given out tons of leashes. Just we see someone walking without a leash. Here's a leash. It's free. Take it, please. Connect them right now as your puppy. So we've done a lot of out in street enforcement with that, and that's the direction we want to go with that. But just if we deem that an animal is dangerous, and we have a history of that, and we can use the tools that are available to us under the Dog Act to permanently rectify the problem. So that's all the updates I really had. I'll have a more formal one for the next round of meetings, including our recruitment, which was a resounding success. Thank you for everybody that came out and supported us on that. And we'll have a lot of new faces down there as well. So that's all I have right now.
Thank you. Any questions? Councilor Wayne?
What's permanently rectifying the problem?
It's euthanizing a dog. We have the ability under the Dog Act, and then how we season, how we go about lawfully season it and come under our ownership. We are able to euthanize a dog that presents as a serious public safety risk. So we've done that. We've worked with the owners in question, in particular for that situation we had, but it was without going into too much detail for people involved and everything else. It was multiple attacks on children and aggressive and threatening behavior on children. And quite frankly, we just weren't able to tolerate that. But there's the nature versus nurture argument to be made. In this particular situation, there's a pattern of behavior that we've seen from these animals that we just couldn't deal with anymore. It became too dangerous for children in particular. And so we had to take some unfortunate steps. And again, making me an enforcement officer under this, I'm the kind of person that bucks off to me, and if I'm going to be making a decision with that, I'm going to carry a decision with that as well. So it gives me powers of the Dog Act to be able to do things even if it's not necessarily this present activity.
Any other questions? Councilor Wayne?
What if the dog's loose in their yard? Because it doesn't leave their yard.
Then they're fine. Like it depends on what type of behavior it's demonstrating. In this particular situation, the dogs were loose. They were out in a park, a huge park in particular, and it's become a very dangerous situation for people. If the dog is in private property, it depends on what it is, but they're allowed to bark and defend the home essentially. It's very specific within the barking bylaw. The dog is able to bark at intruders or anybody else coming onto the property. So that's it, and we're kind of cognizant of that when we come across dogs and we're approaching them. So if we're following them on a complaint and the dog is barking and it says we enter the property, it's allowed to. So dogs will bark. So we're very careful about how we address it. We're not going to go out willy-nilly just gunning dogs down to people. So, yeah.
Any further questions? I just have one for you, Director Larman. While you're dealing with downtown parking, are you going to come up with a solution to trucks parking in particular in front of Midtown Market and blocking off half the street? Sorry, it doesn't happen all the time, but it happens enough to be irritating to people. And could be, of course, a danger.
Yes, that scenario in particular has come up actually in our review, and that's one of the things we'll be addressing. So there's a few different ways that we can go about doing this. For larger trucks, it's a little bit easier for things like that because we can discuss like loading abilities and things like that. For the general parking situation, it can be a little bit trickier just because we did a bit of research on municipalities and how they handle it. And a lot of time what it comes down to is like implementing whether it's paid or registered, but sometimes like paid or registered parking. That's why it's going to be up to council decision because it's not necessarily the most popular option to take. We're going to present a series of options. So we have different measures that we can implement. We can be modular. We can take components of each one. But we can get hopefully a good solution to the overall problem. and just identify in general what it looks like. And to be clear, we're just concentrating on the downtown core right now. We're not looking for the town in general, but just the higher traffic areas that we've seen most of our complaints and where most of the activities happening. So we just want to get it in front of it and try to figure it out. So.
Thank you. Any further questions? Thank you very much, Director Lark.
Thank you.
Moving on. Information items, 11.1 is strategic priorities chart. Any comments? Seeing none. That'll be 11.2 elections update, and that'll be SAO Palaya.
Polite works.
Tomato, tomato.
Just in terms of the update, so today nominations were open. As a courtesy, you would have all received a package. That is now posted on our website as well as a email link for any questions. And today as well, we did the voters registration to start getting that up. So you will expect to see on our Facebook page and our website information as each of the key dates come up. You will be provided with that information to know.
Thank you. Any questions? Seeing none. 11.3 road renaming, and our SAO is up again.
The road renaming is going to occur on Monday, the 16th at 7 p.m. And the notification has gone out to the public. We have also sent out the letter to the residents of that street, advising them what we have done to change the name with any government officials and what they can expect that they will be required to do, for instance, banking information or any of their insurance or other administrative tasks that they may be required to do.
Any questions? Moving on. Item 12, council concerns. Anything tonight? Seeing none. We have no in camera, so I need a motion to adjourn. Councilor Day, all in favor? Motion is adjourned. Thank you very much.